Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. Delighted to have a new contributor here on the Price of Business, Dino Price, and he is with a great publishing house, a well-established one that's been around now for quite some time with a very unique focus, which is John Hardy Publishing. And Dino, good to see you.
Good morning.
Glad to have you.
Nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about the John Hardy story before you introduce us to a guest that I think is going to be a very important one for us.
John Hardy was started in 1996 out in Marathon, Texas. It moved to Alpine. John himself did this and his wife, Jean. In 2002, he moved to Houston. He moved the house to Houston and started publishing some very fine Texas literature. I got involved a couple of years ago. John, he contracted cancer in 2009 and eventually then passed away, and I took over the house in 2013 and continued publishing some of the best Texas literature on the market.
Yeah, no question about it. And before you introduce your guests, real quickly talk about the latest book, which I've finally began to plow away at it. It's extremely well written. It's a really good work.
Oh, thank you very much. We try and publish 6 to 8 new titles a year. The one that we're talking about here, that's the Tony Busby book, written by Michael Lee Lanning. Michael Lee Lanning is a prolific biographer. He has 26 titles under his belt, and he was very nice to send us one of them. We published last December 19th. Is Tony Busby, Defining Moments. And Tony Busby is a local hero, a local lawyer hero. He's a plaintiff's attorney, and he's really represented the little guy against some of these massive corporations and corporate fraud.
Yeah, he's a local hero unless you're one of those corporations that he's going after.
Right. Well, recently he's taken up the sword with Governor Perry, ex-Governor Perry, and helping him out, which is just amazing.
Yeah, I want to go into that in the future with more depth because that's an interesting story, he being involved in defending the governor. You got a great guest. Tell us about him today.
It's Michael Reichek. He's the division manager for the Exchange Club for Houston, Gulf Coast area. I think I should let him introduce that.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Let's see. I'll correct Dino just a bit. I guess my official title is President-elect of the Texas-Louisiana Gulf Coast District of Exchange Clubs.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're going to just call you by your name, though, now to go forward, because I don't think either one of us will remember that. Tell us about Exchange Clubs. What is it all about?
Let's see. I guess when you boil it down, Exchange Club is a community service organization. Basically, we have 4 programs of service that all of our activities fall under those 4 programs of service. But really, we're all about a strong America, safe communities, and unified people. And we're just a group of individuals who are out trying to make our communities better places to live.
Very good, Dino.
Well, my question for Rick, I want him to explain or to talk about some of the fundraising that they do for the Exchange Club, and talk about the golf tournament.
Well, I'll tell you that Exchange, we call ourselves, unfortunately, one of America's best kept secrets, and we are America's service club, unlike a number of other service clubs, and I'm certainly no expert on them, but we are strictly in America, basically 20,000 members in 700 clubs. And our particular district, which covers Texas, Louisiana, Gulf Coast, has 15 clubs in it. Like I said, we've got 4 programs of service: Americanism, youth, community service, and our national project is child abuse prevention. And, of course, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And every club has a certain amount of autonomy and does different things in their communities to raise money to be in a position to give back to their community. Our particular club started out years and years ago with a duck race. We're overwhelmed with the logistics involved and evolved into actually having a golf tournament. So we use that on an annual basis to raise funds to basically allow us to do the different things in our community that we've decided or we've identified need assistance.
Where exactly is your club, by the way?
Well, our club is called the Fort Bend Exchange Club. So, as you might imagine, we are in Fort Bend.
That's very convenient. It would be kind of awkward if you were not. Dino, your next question?
Oh, branding is everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the golf tournament, how many teams do you actually have, and how do you sign up for that?
Well, let's see. I guess generally we probably end up in the 30, 32 team range. We happen to have our tournament at Pecan Grove where they have 27 holes, so we could actually have more.
That's a nice course.
And that's our objective, is to have more. So let's see. How do you sign up? Sign up through our website is probably the easiest way for people, and it is fortbendexchange.org.
Yeah.
And all the information is there.
FortBendExchange.org. Make sure you check that out. And how big now are most of these clubs? I'm sure they range vastly, but kind of give us a sense of what going to a meeting is like for those who aren't familiar.
Well, let's see. Our club, by definition and by our own design, is in the 40 to 45 person range. Some clubs are larger. There's a Sugarland Club, probably one of the largest clubs in our district, that's 160 to 175 people. There are considerably smaller clubs that range anywhere from 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
Typical meeting will start out with a non-denominational prayer, a pledge of allegiance, announcements of some things that are going on in the communities. Different members will announce things that's going on with their families and friends and churches and other relationships, as well as their businesses. We'll talk about what other exchange clubs are doing in the area and how we can be involved with them. You'll typically have a meal. Some clubs meet at breakfast. Some clubs meet at lunch. Some clubs meet in the evening. Then you'll usually have a speaker. Mm-hmm. And you could just have a wide range of speakers. Generally, the objective is something that is of interest to the general population. We've had a pretty wide range of speakers over the years on just a multitude of topics, etc. I'll just tell you, like this week, we had the woman who is, she heads 6 or 8 teams, if I remember correctly, for Child Protective Services, and talked about what they're, kind of what they're doing and how they're involved in the fact that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. But it runs a pretty wide gamut. Like I said, we'll have a meal, and most meetings are pretty jam-packed. That'll pretty much fill an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. We got about 30 seconds left. Any final thoughts for you, Dino?
Well, how do you get involved?
Get involved. Let's see. I like I said, I'm the president-elect for the Texas-Louisiana Gulf Coast District, and tlgdc.org is our district website. Our fortbendexchange.org is another source, and you can go to those websites, get some information. There is indeed the nationalexchangeclub.org, and there's links and phone numbers. No matter where you are, we can hook you up with a club that meets your needs, what time, your location.
And Dino, the website for John Hardy Publishing, johnhardypublishing.org, or
Yes,
.com, rather.
.com, yeah.
johnhardypublishing.com. Got too many orgs going on. All right, gentlemen. Mike, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Dino,
the opportunity.
Good seeing you. All right, when we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.